Call Haloyam Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, Barakatham. Shalom. This is your fellow servant Tazawar, here with another lesson. First, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, whom rule well, and from whom we learn this truth. Shalom to you Akim around the world, pushing likewise doctrine, in spirit and in truth with all sincerity. To you few sisters that are listening and learning, as well as you speckled birds who are scattered among the nations, looking like those nations. To the 144,000 elect men, and to the rest of the hopeful elect, to you I say, Shalom. I did a lesson a couple days ago titled, The Lord is Worthy to be Feared and Praised. And in that lesson I referenced, I was talking about in the ancient times how the heathen heard of the glory of our power. They heard of the glory of Yahweh, right? And his might, his strength. And they were terrified, they were afraid. Right? And likewise the same on this side. Okay? And so when I had mentioned that, I referenced a story of Joshua taking the city of Jericho, but I couldn't remember the woman's name who had said that, and her name is Rahab, right? Or Rahab, however you pronounce it. Brothers pronounce it differently. Rahab, but that's the story of the taking of the city of Jericho. And in that story, she said how her fathers heard of the terror of the Lord, right? And the people were frightened. They were afraid. So for edification's sake, we're going to go over that story today, real quick, okay? Because I was in transit when I was referencing that, and I couldn't recall Rahab or Rahab the Harlot's name. But on this side, okay, meaning in this time, the time we living in now, in this dispensation of time, as the wacky-tacky Christians like to say, this dispensation of time. I'm hijacking that, by the way. The heathen are still afraid. Okay? And they remember. They remember now what our power has done for us. And many of them know what he's going to do again for us. Especially our chief enemy, man. All right? The Edomites. The Hebrew Edomites. The so-called white man. Okay? They know very well what the Lord is going to do due to prophecy. Because of prophecy. All right. Because they have our records. They have the scriptures. They've hid them from, from the masses for a very long time. Tampering with the word, making the slave Bible, and all this other different stuff that they've done. Toying around with different versions, or what they would call translations, right? And when you get into language, it's only one translation. Because they know when they're being crafty and when they're not. They're the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. And they know very well that their days are numbered. Now, anyhow, the name of the Lord is terrible unto them. And we're going to get that real quick. Let's go to the book of Malachi, I believe it is, chapter 1. Yeah. Let me see what I want to. I'm going to start at 11. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. From the rising of the sun even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles. And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. For my name shall be great among the heathen, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. But ye have profaned it, in that ye say, the table of the Lord Yahweh is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. Ye say also, behold, what a weariness it is, and ye have snuffed at it, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. And ye brought that which was torn, and the lame, and the sick. Thus ye brought of an offering, right? And when you bring an offering, it's supposed to be unblemished, man. All right? It's supposed to be unblemished. That go back to Cain and Abel, man. Because Adam, so before Esau was on the scene, right, you had Cain, man. It's the same spirit. All right, because Adam told Cain and Abel of the Lord and how we should be sacrificing unto the Lord, man. What's acceptable unto him, right? And what did Cain do? He wanted to bring fruit of the land, right? Things that required no labor, no care. Because at that time, this is before the Lord cursed the ground, right? When we were supposed to be bringing the fruit of the field, man, the fruit of the fruit of the flock. Okay, without blemish, which was a lamb. All right, and Abel did that. Okay, so in like spirit, these Edomites were moving in the spirit of Cain, bringing to the Lord things that were not sought after, that were corruptible. Okay? It says, thus ye brought an offering, right? Let me go up a little bit. It says, and ye brought that which was torn, and the lame and the sick. Thus ye brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand? Saith the Lord Yahweh. But cursed be the deceiver. You see that? So who's the deceiver on this side? Esau, Edom. They deceived the whole world, man. All right, got the whole world drinking the wine of Babylon the Great. And their democracy and their way of life. Got the women all running around unchecked, being uncheckable. GMO food, tainting up the water and the air. The men are effeminized and shit. Got the whole family unit, the whole household out of sorts. Changing the likeness of the Heavenly Father. First of all, making a likeness, creating a likeness of that which is in heaven. All right, which we're not supposed to do, man. And then on top of that, then you blasphemed it and said the Lord was a leper, that he was void of pigment and got stringy hair like one of them snow yaks. And that the angels is little butt naked ass babies floating around with extra small wings. But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth, and sacrificeth unto the Lord Yahweh a corrupt thing. You see that? Cursed be that individual. And this is the point, for I am a great king, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. You see that? The name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen to this day, which is why they've gone in and done what we see here. They removed the name Yahweh out of the scriptures and replaced it with all capitals in the form of the word Lord. Things which ought not be done, man. All right. But now let's go to my point. The point of this lesson again, which is the story of Rahab or Rahab. Right. This is Joshua chapter 2 for edification's sake. Joshua 2 and yeah, let's go ahead and start at 1. I'm gonna breeze through this fairly swiftly, so bear with me. Joshua 2:1 reads, and Joshua, right, the son of Nun, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into a harlot's house named Rahab, right, or Rahab, and lodged there. All right. So to give you a little more context, this was after Moses was no longer over Israel, and Joshua came in his stead. All right, to be the leader and the forerunner of Israel. All right, the intercessor between Israel and Yahweh. Okay. So at this time, Moses had died. Joshua was next in line. Okay. I remember we didn't have a king at this time. Okay, this was before David. Reading on verse 2. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come unto thee, Salakia, that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. And the woman took the two men and hid them, right? So she disobeyed a direct order. Okay? It said the king of Jericho said to Rahab, I'm going to read that again. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. All right? And the woman took the woman being Rahab, took the two men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. Right? Basically saying she don't know where they went. She don't know where they came from or where they went. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. All right. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. So she's saying, I don't know where they went. If y'all go, y'all come up on them quick. Y'all can overtake them. Right? Y'all catch them fairly quickly, because they ain't been gone that long, pretty much. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house and hid them with the stalks of flax. All right. Flax is a plant that we make linen out of, linen clothes. Okay. Flax seed. Also, that can be used in your diet and stuff like that. And hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. Right? So the king's men that were sent in pursuit of the two men of Israel that came into the land to spy. All right. Those men were the king of Jericho's soldiers. Their men ran out the gate chasing after the men of Israel, because Rahab like, yo, they already left the city. If y'all go now, y'all can come up on them quick. Y'all be able to pull up, right? So, and right after they had left, it was time to close the gate. So they shut the gate, right? Because the gates were closed at a certain time in the evening every night. Okay, the gates of a city back in the ancient world. Verse 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, all right, speaking of the two men of Israel, I know that the Lord Yahweh hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us. You see? And that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. Okay? So they heard how the Lord had given power to our nation, man. All right, and how our nation carried the Ark of the Covenant, and the Lord went before us as a nation and utterly destroyed our enemies, man. The heathen knew these things. Okay? And they still know it, which is why they've changed our names as a nation, right? Separated us, divided and conquered, right? Because the Lord gave them the power to do so. And all of our records and artifacts and treasures, including the ark, they have under lock and key, man. They've hidden. Read verse 10 again. For we have heard how the Lord Yahweh dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man. Why? Because they knew that the Lord was fighting for us, man. For the Lord Yahweh your God, your power, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. You see that? And they know that. And the heathens know it today. Which is why they don't utter the names of Yahweh. And they won't utter the name of Yahweh Shai. The heathen can't say those names. It disrupts their spirit, man. Okay. Verse 12. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord Yahweh, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. Right? And so, hey, when the Lord come back, when the Lord grant his men spiritual power, it's gonna be heathens trying to make league, trying to bend the knee, trying to find favor, man. Okay? But no quarter will be given. Right? Because Yahweh Shai and the heavenly host is gonna get busy, man. They're gonna get busy on these heathens. And the only ones that make it going in chains. You heard me? They going in chains. So all you little so-called elites that got your little bunkers and shit, your underground cities, y'all might make it past the nuclear fallout or whatever. But them bunkers gonna be cracked open like tuna cans. They gonna be peeled back like tuna cans, and y'all gonna be snatched about them jokers and thrown in chains. Reading on, verse 14. And the men answered her, our life for yours. Right? Which men she talking about? The two men of Israel. And the men answer her, our life for yours. If ye utter not this, our business, and it shall be, when the Lord Yahweh hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. And the men said unto her, we will be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast swear, Salakia, which thou hast made us swear. All right. Behold, when we come into the land, Thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by. And thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whatsoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head if any hand be upon him. So basically they're saying, yo, when the time come that we come to get busy in the city, when we come to overtake the city, hang this red cord, the same one you let us down on, hang this red cord in your window, and we'll know this is the token to save your life. Right? And y'all need to stay in the house. But if anybody come out, it ain't on us. If y'all break it through that, if y'all come past that threshold, that door threshold, whatever befall you, that's on you. That's on y'all. All right. Otherwise, anything happen to y'all while y'all in the house, then that's on us. Right? Verse 20. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear. In other words, keep your mouth shut. If you say anything about this deal we making, about this oath, is void. All right. And she said, according unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. You see, so the 2 men returned and descended from the mountain and passed over and came to Joshua, the son of Nun, the 2 men being the 2 men of Israel that Rahab had hid on her roof. All right. So the 2 men returned and descended from the mountain and passed over and came to Joshua, the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, truly, the Lord Yahweh hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Right? Meaning what? Everybody there is terrified. They heard about us. The land is ripe for the taking. Okay? Meaning there's no fight in the people, in the men. Okay? So let me jump to chapter 6 right here. This is Joshua 6. You see it right here at the top. It says the conquest of Jericho. Okay? Let me see if I can go through this fairly quickly. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said unto Joshua, see, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. Right? So when you read on, you hear about how we were blowing the trumpets of ram's horn, and we did that 7 times for a number of days. Right? And then what? Then we know that the walls collapsed in on Jericho, and we went in and we overtook the city. So this is what let's get down to the point of it. Let's start at 20. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city every man straight before him, and they took the city, and they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua said unto the two men, right, the two spies, the two men that had spied out the country, go into the harlot's house and bring out thence the woman and all that she hath, as ye swear unto her. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab, right, and her father and her mother and her brethren and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred, so the whole family, and left them without the camp of Israel. All right. Took them to a safe place. All right. Out by the camp of Israel, by where the away from the fighting. All right, where our women and children was. And they burnt the city with fire and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord Yahweh. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had, and she dwelleth in Israel even unto this day. You see that? Because she hid the messengers where Joshua was sent to spy out Jericho. So that oath was honored, man. All right. That oath was honored. But on this side, hey, who knows? Maybe the Lord won't be so generous, in the times to come for the taking of this place. Right. And really, this place won't be taken. It will be destroyed. This land will utterly be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. But there will be people, all right, taken as POWs. And will go into the Holy Land, right? At some point. Anyway, I pray this lesson finds you well. I pray that it was edifying. Until next time, Shalom. Wa Abad Babal.